Hello, welcome to the 2020 Winter NAMM Show with Iris Guitars, but actually with the one and only Mr. Dale Fairbanks and Adam Buchwald. How are you guys doing?
Very well, very well.
Having the time of my life.
Yeah.
What's really funny is you were the first people that I bumped into as I was meant to be coming into the show at sort of 6:30, 7 o'clock, and we just diverted straight away and had a beer.
Yep, straight to the hotel bar.
That's probably the best time of the show so far.
So, well, I gotta say, man, we obviously met at the Summer NAMM Show in Nashville. I think you were actually the first person I told about the new shop.
Yes, we got a coffee downstairs.
Yeah.
You told me. Yeah.
And I was just blown away by Iris Guitars. From the moment I played one, I was like, there is nobody doing this. And I've fallen in love with them since. And getting them into the shop and getting them to the showroom back in London and now in Nashville, they are just absolutely sensational. And it seems like you've kind of got these two masterminds together. So how did this kind of come about?
Well, I'm a recent addition to the company. I just moved here from Connecticut to Burlington, Vermont to partner with Adam and help develop the Iris brand more. So I wasn't there for the inception, but this guy was.
I mean, basically how it started was I had an employee named Pat Melvin who I miss dearly. He was a great guy having in the shop, and he was a professional musician, and there were a lot of guys coming in the shop for repairs and work done, and they wanted, the circle strings guitars we were making, but they were in the $4,000 to $6,000 range, and they were just like, this is never going to happen. So Pat was like, why don't you come out with a guitar that's a little less frills and try and sell it to more of a player's market. And we worked on a few prototypes and figured out ways to save time and money and in the build and material costs. And so we did it. We tried it out. We put a lot into it, and it worked. And we made a batch of 12, and they were fabulous, and they sold like this. So we decided to keep going and went to the Artisan Show last year, and it was a success. And met Jamie, who took us on to the boutique showcase, and then went to NAMM and everything. But I knew if I had a couple guys in the shop helping to make the guitars, but I knew I needed somebody, with expertise, professionalism, and heart like Dale. And I knew I could.
That's where I come in.
Yeah, all heart.
All hard.
Just I walk in the shop and just stands there, hug,
I glow.
big hug every morning.
Yeah.
But what is incredible though is how you're making. You say it's sort of a low spec. It doesn't appear in any way to be a low spec. The craftsmanship on these things is sensational, and the tone. I mean, as soon as you get it out of the box,
Yeah.
it is there. It's like a vintage instrument, and I think that is something. An American-made guitar at the price point that they're at, it's just unheard of. I mean, it's a small workshop. I mean, it's just amazing.
The construction style is the same, so you're going to get the same tone as a more expensive guitar because they're built the same. They just don't have the amount of finish work or detail.
Yeah.
Trim work,
yeah.
wood selection, case, tuners, bridge pins.
All these little things that just
perfectly-
nickel and dime.
That add up.
the expensive guitar,
Yeah.
And I one day I made a spreadsheet of every cent of every part that goes into it. It says if we can make this guitar in this amount of time, it'll work. And now it's just figuring out how to speed it up so we can hopefully,
Well, I mean,
still make the same quality guitar,
yeah.
but increase production time.
Yeah, I definitely think that having a partnership with you two, it adds so much. Obviously, with your instruments and Dale's, it just adds so much weight to the brand. And I love the logo. I love the headstock. I just think that there is a real gap in the market. And when we spoke at NAMM, that was the first thing I said. I was like, I'm always trying to search for that guitar that is at a really good price point, that it's all about quality. Because for us at TNAG, it's always been about getting the best product at any price. So whether it's, an entry-level guitar or whether you're buying one of your custom-built stuff, and these really do fit into it. And you know, in a short period of time, we've already sold one of the instruments straight away, and the guy is, I mean, like in love with it, and I'm sure he's going to be coming back for more.
Adam designed the logos. I think they're great. They have that silver to
I
that
didn't
old
design it.
vibe.
A guy named Jamie Muehlhausen, who's a well-known graphic designer who was the head designer at Airwalk shoes back in the day.
Oh wow!
Skateboarding shoes, and now he's actually Tony Hawk's head designer.
Wow.
So I met him at a Fretboard Journal Summit a few years ago, and we became friends. And when I was thinking about this brand,
My mistake.
I called him, and I said, "You're the guy that needs to do this, because you have the look and the style that I think would appeal to more of a broader consumer base than just the guitar crowd." And I didn't want anything script or small.
And they're made to be seen on stage.
Oh, and you know what? You can, like, I remember once I played one at the Summer NAMM Show. Every time I walked past, you could just see it, and that counts.
That was a big thing. We wanted it bold, and we wanted people to see it. You know, a lot of people hate it. A lot of people told me, "Why did you do that headstock? Why did you do that logo?" But I just wanted it to be different and original and look old.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And you're bringing out 2 new models at this show, which I'm hoping that we're going to try to get some
Very exciting.
at the shop. So why don't you tell us what you've got? Why don't you grab a guitar and talk to us?
Well, I'll let Dale explain, because these are definitely his influence.
Well, I started building replica vintage Gibson copies, so these are just my, very natural for me to make. This is a J185 copy, and they started those in the 1950s, early 50s. Gibson did, but I had my own take on my high-end version, and this is yet another take with a simplified finish scheme, with 4 coats of thin nitro, and our design pick guard, which kind of harkens back to the originals, but isn't. It's very nice, and it still has the same bridge and headstock as the rest of the models, but really has that vibe to it. The curvy big bottom,
Yeah, man. I mean, and the woods that you guys are using, and it's like that's what blows my mind, is that when someone is buying an Irish guitar, they are getting like high-grade woods in these instruments, and I think that is the thing, is what's really going to set.
Maple,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to be the big thing that really sets it off. Bit like, is the F40? Is that
F40, yeah.
Man, I love that guitar.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I love that guitar. And what else have you got? You got a slope shoulder, haven't you?
Yeah.
I only say that because I played it earlier on and I fell in love with it. Wow.
Classic,
Oh.
J35 copy from the mid-30s to late mid-30s, and we got the small burst, which everyone just loves. I love doing it. Got a subtle burst in the back and sides. Same bridge, same headstock, save cost, all that stuff. Adam's heel shape.
Yeah, that is awesome.
That's on all the Irish guitars. But it's mahogany. It's not porphyry, so you see the grain.
What's amazing is just looking on the inside of the guitar, you can just, that these are highly skilled luthiers working on these, because that is, we can't see it. We might try and get a cut so you can try and see inside, but that is, the insides that are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I genuinely am so excited for you and for this brand, because I think that it is something that there is such a place in the market for it, and the fact that you guys have teamed up is awesome.
Very exciting.
Apart from when we have too many beers on the first night at NAMM.
It's nice to go to work with somebody with so much heart and has that much skin in the game as you do, because you don't feel like you're working. You feel like you're working as a team and
Dragging your
with each
employees
other.
along.
Yeah. And also for luthiers, it's a lonely place, right? You're working.
I'm coming from a one-man shop, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
It's so different.
And I've had employees the past few years, and it's a lot of work to manage what they're going to do every day, and they're even calling me from here like, what do you want me to do now? And if I know that Dale's there and and I'm there too. You know, there's two people that help
Yeah.
guide everybody, and we each have our own strengths and weaknesses, and just learn how to work together that way, and the sky's the limit.
I mean, super excited. I really, really am. Well, thanks for choosing us to represent Iris, and thanks for letting us represent Dale Fairbanks.
Thank you, Ben.
Well, I tell you what, you know, we love it all, man. So it's really, really great. So for more information on Iris and any more of Dale's guitars, then don't hesitate to get in touch. We've got some beautiful guitars at the showroom at the moment, and I think we're probably going to have a few more coming in very soon. So have a good day. Thanks.